right, guys, welcome to another vlog. Beginning of the year, new year, 365 days of new opportunities, new adventures, new things, man. What are we gonna do this year? We're gonna have a lot of adventures, we're gonna have a lot of good things. Hey, now you know me, I always carry my snacks whenever I go out. And my super ridiculous hat, what I need to protect myself from the sun. I hope you guys had an awesome holiday season with the family, with your friends, with whoever is important to you. January usually lasts like the equivalent to 6 months. It's super long, right? January, you're working after the holidays, and then you feel like the month is not even halfway. And just like in life, sometimes it feels like you do stuff and things don't seem to progress, right? For some reason, you feel like you're kind of stuck. You feel like you're not growing at the pace that you should be growing. You feel like giving up. But the thing is that sometimes giving up isn't an option. So if giving up is not an option, then why haven't you given up? So it's really funny now as a content creator because people assume a lot of things, you know? They assume that you're gonna keep going because things are going well, because everything's working, you're doing amazing, you have all these deals, you have your life figured out basically, right? And that confidence that we seem to have, man, it's not always there. Like, you know, actually most days it's not even there. Motivation, not even close. There's some times, or even most of the times, where I don't wanna like start recording or anything like that, but that's mostly about fear. Yeah, I mean, you've heard it. Motivation, it's fleeting. It's not always there. For me, it happens all the time. It happened today, it happened this morning. So what has helped me is action. I start moving before I get the chance to think, because if I think, I'm not gonna do it. And let's be honest. So this morning, I just took the car, I took the equipment, and I say, you know what? We're recording this vlog, let's go out. And now I'm here, and yes, it's taken me, you know, a few takes here and there to warm up, but when I felt, you know, that fear, I was already recording. So I'm already here, I'm doing it. So I'm like, hey, might as well do my best and finish this, right? So I was just watching this video the other day about this other YouTuber, and he said that he felt the same. He also feels nervous. He also feels like, you know, should I do this? I don't know. I don't want to record. So that is pretty common. That is, you know, something that we all have. And so it's really easy for people to ask at this moment, or in this kind of moments, why don't you give up? Why haven't you given up? You know, it's super easy, man. It's just like, it feels painful at times. It's so difficult. Maybe you're not getting traction. Are you sure you want to keep doing this? Oh man, so during those times, encouragement helps, right? When you're feeling, you know, like you're not progressing, you're not moving forward, and then out of a sudden, you get one of those messages that is like, hey dude, I see you. Like it happened in my last, with my last vlog. Hey Jay, I see you. That is pretty cool. Definitely, you know, boosts morale. but it doesn't change things completely. Your situation didn't change, right? I mean, if you have 100 subscribers, you still have 100 subscribers. But what does it do? So your situation is the same, but I think it's a great reminder, to let you know that someone out there is watching. And that's interesting because when you're starting to grow, at least at the moment that I am right now, sometimes it feels like, is there anyone out there really watching this that is not like my mom, my wife, and my friends? Which, by the way, shout out. It does that. It gives meaning to the process, right? To the effort. It reflects the effort that you have put into this project, into all your videos. And that is very powerful. I think it's super powerful. So you're not like working and putting in the work to be in this void, right? It's not in an empty jar. People is starting to notice. And I think that's what this bigger YouTubers that already quote unquote made it, they refer to, is just like, remember that you're doing it for someone, and it's cool when you see that someone. So encouragement, that's cool. But encouragement, here's what I think. I think encouragement is not the thing that's gonna prevent you from quitting. It boosts your morale, but it is something temporary. I don't think it's sustainable long term. Because yes, you see the message, but after 2-3 videos, you're like, yeah, that was a great message, but I'm still not growing, that kind of stuff, right? I think there comes a point in which you realize that if you quit, there's gonna be something that's gonna cost you internally, right? Because you set up yourself for this project, right? You decided that you were gonna see it through. No matter what, I am going to be successful, and I'm going to see that whatever that means, 1,000 subscribers, monetizing the channel, growing it to X, Y, and Z. Maybe it's 1 million subscribers, which will take probably a long time. And that involves self-trust, and then you're going to decide to quit. So you need to tap into something internally, and I think listening to the podcast that I listen, I think the solution is, first of all, consistency, because you're gonna keep putting stuff out there. Eventually, I think someone's gonna find it, and someone else, and discipline. Discipline for sure. And for those of you who are close to me and know me, and if not, I mean, we're getting close here, right? So we're getting super friendly. You're gonna get to know me more. I have Jocko's words in my head. Discipline equals freedom. And that's something that it's bringing me a lot of peace, because it's not about how I'm feeling today. So as I said earlier, yes, I was feeling a little bit nervous. I'm like, when am I gonna record? How am I gonna record it? I have a little bit of a plan, but I don't have a set plan, which makes me nervous. I want to be coherent. I want to have these great ideas and share them with you guys, and I hope they're valuable for you. I'm hoping I'm providing value. That's super important, and that's where the fear comes in there. But action. It doesn't matter how I feel. I'm just gonna do it, right? Because I have to do it. I have to put another video out there and keep growing the channel, and keep growing the community that I said I was gonna grow and put together. So discipline, it defies motivation, it defies the feelings, and it also builds character. And that's where I am sitting right now. I'm trying to develop those things, being accountable for that, putting a step forward after another every single day. Such a beautiful day today. growing up and practicing sports taught me a lot of lessons. For example, being competitive, right? That's not a lesson, but it taught me how to be. It taught me to be competitive, and when being competitive, well, you don't want to lose. And it's funny how that translates to later in life, like right now, because as an adult, and I'm not losing a game, right? And if I don't make it on YouTube, technically I can just get another job or get something else and, start over, change my careers, all of that jazz. But at the same time, the competitiveness inside me, which is, sometimes it's a cliche, but also it's something that moves you forward. It's the whole thing of like, what if I quit too early? What if I had stayed a little bit longer and I had made it? What does that mean? What if I was like super close to realize all my goals and dreams and then I just let that go? Can I live with that? That is a cliche. But when you are driven, when you have goals and you really are passionate about your craft, you can't help but wonder and at the same time be moved by that. It's like, oh man, oh no, I need to keep going. Come on, wake up from that dream, from that, you know, smoke. We need to see this through. Come on, man. So here's something very honest that I'm gonna tell you guys. The truth is, I don't know how all of this ends. I wish I could be here more motivational and be just like, guys, you're gonna make it to 1 million. I don't know, I don't have that power. But what I do know is that I'm not giving up, not because of something external, not because of the adulation of the people or just because of external factors. No, I'm not giving up and I'm gonna keep going because there is something internal that is happening and that is changing within me. And that's what's interesting. I am becoming a person that I can admire myself. I am becoming a person that is developing character. I am becoming a person that has mental fortitude, a person that can overcome immense amount of things, of obstacles. And that is worth doing all this stuff. And I know it may sound like a lot of juju, Julian, you're just like consuming too many podcasts. Yes, but at the same time, I'm trying to apply all those things that I consider are valuable in this project, in my daily life. And I was telling this to my wife the other night when we were having dinner. I'm like, I take all that stuff because it is helping me be better and, based on the values that I think are important. So why not? Why not drink the Kool-Aid and why not like keep moving forward and see where this is gonna take me? I think that's the real reason of why I'm not giving up, because I am becoming someone that I can respect myself. And also, yes, bringing back what I said in my previous vlog, I am trying to become someone that my dad up there can be proud of. And that is more important than millions of dollars, and that is more important than millions of subscribers. As much as I love you guys and I want you to duplicate and multiply and subscribe to my channel, but I think that's the real lesson of all this. And that's the reason why I'm putting so much work into all this stuff, getting better, and I hope I'm getting better. So thank you if you made it this far, as usual, especially with the vlogs. It's extremely personal. That I think is what makes it so complicated. That it is extremely personal. It is a moment between you and I. So this is the moment for us to get more real to get to know each other, to grow together, and to understand, how a dude that is 37, almost 38 years old can start a channel out of a sudden. I mean, I've been doing content for a long time, but out of a sudden and then make it somewhere. I don't know. Do you think I'm worth following and growing and going somewhere? Because at the end is your watch time, if you decide to spend time with me. And I hope you do. And I hope that I can, make that time for you guys valuable. So I'm gonna leave it right there. I think it's enough of those philosophical thoughts. And I'm gonna enjoy a little bit of this park. It is really nice this morning. And yeah, guys, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye.